Welcome to episode 4 of our mini-series on why ERP matters. Today we're going to talk about turning data into a strategic asset. Hello again, my name is Ralph Hess. I'm a 35-year veteran of information technology transformations, working with businesses to leverage technology to their strategic benefit. Today we're going to talk about turning data into a strategic asset. In our previous episodes, we talked about cloud ERP, we talked about the transformational roadmap, how to achieve the transformation within the business, how we get people to buy in, how we can drive the adoption of the new technologies into the business. And people will often say, well, what's the benefit of all that? Obviously, when we're aligned with the strategy of the business, there's those outcomes that we're going to achieve. Many of those are all based in data. If you ask today's CEOs, CFOs, COOs what they're looking for, oftentimes the overarching thing they're looking for is a single view of how the business is performing. How do we achieve that? Today, many businesses are a combination of a couple of different systems that have different databases. They're using Excel or Google Sheets for specific purposes of analyzing data in a particular way. They're pushing everything into a data repository or a data lake, data warehouse, whatever you want to call that. But they can't seem to get their hands on, if I sit down at my desk and I click the button, I don't have a single view of every element of the business. How are sales going? How's my margins? How's my days outstanding of payable, receivables? What's my delivery performance to my customers? What's my return rate? How happy are my customers? If I have aftermarket service, how is that performing? Oh, there's all kinds of things. What's my net promoter score? Let's go really crazy, right? Maybe I want to pull all that data together. And so as we take a look at it, and we take a look at moving just beyond ERP into what other elements of the business do we want to collect data, maybe we want to have external data coming in. Maybe I want to know about customers' buying patterns, not of my products. Maybe there's an adjacent product that I want to be able to analyze and benchmark against. So as we take a look at it, data is a really huge element and asset to the business. You've heard me talk in other episodes about how you need to make sure before you start a project that your data is all squared away, that the data that you have today is the data that you want to carry forward. You need to clean it, you need to harmonize it, you need to make sure that whatever you have in your past is going to be fit for purpose for your future. So as we take a look at it, executives today get frustrated. They're impatient, generally impatient. They want answers. All of their subordinates oftentimes may duck in the hallway if they see somebody coming because they can't give them the information they're looking for. So as we take a look at today's modern cloud ERP systems, let's take, for instance, SAP's Business Suite strategy that they're rolling out. You have really 3 different layers, and really the currency of it all is data. So you have your application layer, really usually delivered by S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition. You then have a database layer. So all that data that I'm collecting from good business process, which is good, reliable, consistent, that we can put into a data repository or a data cloud that then large language learning models can consume and start to see patterns and start help you make decisions, start showing you the patterns that may be of value to you in helping guide your business, make quicker business decisions, etc. It all starts with good data. And so when people say, well, it's an asset, I've got a machine that cranks out 70,000 widgets a minute, that's an asset. Well, as you're taking a look at your data, it really is another tool that helps you accelerate your business. Having good, consolidated data. So as we talk about data being an asset, it really is key to the success of the business. I've talked a little about a lot of different things, right? Data coming from ERP, data coming from external sources. Well, the last thing you want is to have people creating their own data, right? So as we go back to what today is, you'll hear people talk about we have data silos. Accounting has their view of the business, operations has their view of the business, sales has their view of the business. And so bringing all of that together in a cohesive data repository, data cloud, data lake, if you will, is one of the key elements of success. One, having that one source of truth. You've heard me say that across a number of my videos. The one source of truth for the business to operate on is really a key element. So when you start to understand and consider the importance of that data, how could you consider it anything other than an asset? And so what do you do with assets? You protect them, you enhance them, you leverage them in every way that you can to get a return on the value of that asset. And so as we look at kind of the fundamental, this is a digital asset. It's not a physical hard asset. It's an asset that you need to learn, enhance, know how to operate to achieve the best value out of it. And then again, as you've heard me say in other videos as well, this is all part of our roadmap to getting to AI nirvana, which some people may call it, which is having AI be able to help you with the mundane tasks, having agents be able to do things like the bank statement reconciliations that somebody's been doing for 20 years and they dread doing it when they have to do it. That's where we want to leverage AI, agents, and what do they need for fuel? They need data to be able to do their jobs. So hopefully in today's episode, we've talked enough about why data is a strategic asset, understanding your data, protecting your data, making sure that your data is harmonized, good, clean, and is being fed by good, consistent processes are going to help you understand the benefits of your data, understand that it is an asset, and that it can be leveraged to help you drive the business and achieve the outcomes you're looking for.